All right, guys, day 3 out here in Minnesota. I apologize for the outro last night, but as you guys could see, we had just like balls to the wall trying to get this thing sealed up for the rain that hit last night. Luckily, fortunately for us, that most of that rain did dissipate last night, so we didn't get hit too bad. Everything's pretty dang dry this morning, and like I said, it also helped that we sealed the side up. So that being said, as you can see too, it was raining last night, so I wasn't about to stand out here and do a long, lengthy outro video and getting all wet. So I apologize, but it is what it is. So here we are this morning. I figured I'd do my intro for the day and let you guys know the game plan. So we do have the surveyors out here this morning. They are putting centerline stakes down in the road for us, and then they're gonna start staking out all of our structures and where all of our pipe runs are gonna go. So when our materials show up, we can start in on that. We are gonna start our day carving out the rest of the road down here. Ryan is going to run the excavator because he would like more seat time in the excavator. So what I'm going to do is, the dozer is gonna push up to the excavator. Excavator is gonna bail it up here. I'm gonna use the loader to blow it out because we've still got a pretty good fill going on down there. So I'm gonna blow it all in there, and I will bounce between the loader and the paddle feet. What am I talking about, guys? Sheep's foot. Sweet Jesus. Anyways, I'll bounce between the loader and the sheep's foot and fill the rest of that area. Then we're gonna drop back to just in front of those surveyors. There is another hump in the road that, like we talked about yesterday, has got to come down about 3 feet. And so we're gonna drop back there, and again, dozer with the GPS will push to the excavator. Excavator is gonna bail it out to the left side of those surveyors, and that is our big stockpile area, so I'll use the loader to shove out into the stockpile area. So that is the plan. In theory, let me darken you up just a hair here. Maybe. No, that didn't do it, did it? Sorry, guys. I'm a dirt guy. I'm not a camera guy. I'm sorry. Anyways, we should, in theory, have a second dozer here this afternoon, possibly even a haul truck showing up. They're coming from 2 different places, so it's just fluke chance that they're all lining up. But that way, when those get here, we can really start moving some dirt. So we will keep you posted. But for the meantime, I'm gonna go grease that loader, probably bitch a lot about it because I hate grease. And then we'll catch you here in the loader. We'll catch you guys here in a little bit. All right, everybody, we are greased and fueled and ready to rock. I got the drone in the air. Hopefully my drone controller can go bounce out. Man, that's the one thing, you know, none of these equipment manufacturers really think about where you should put drone stuff. So we're gonna reshuffle some stuff here. Let's go hog some material. So like I said in the intro video, these guys are hogging out the road, and I'm gonna shove it over into where it needs to go for the next lift down here at the bottom, because we've still got a fair amount of fill, and then we will bump back to that next section. And that is the plan, at least for the next couple of hours, probably. If I had to guess, that's how long that'll take. Hour, hour and a half? Hour and a half, 2 hours. That's more realistic. Come on now, guys. So I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, which you guys know that's what I'm good at. But if you've got the option between using this forward and backward selector versus this joystick selector is 100% what you should be using. And yes, I know a bunch of you old school operators are all ingrained, and you know you love it, and it's better using the one by the steering column. But the problem with that is every time I go forward or reverse, notice where my hand is. It's not on the steering wheel. That's lost production, it's lost time, it's lost control in the machine, in all honesty. You know, when I'm going in somewhere tight where I need both hands, I need to be able to do everything at once. My hands never leave the controls when I'm using the joystick selector. Explain to me how this is better, please. I try not to argue too much with old timers because they have been doing it a lot longer, but at the same time, there's some things where I just go, come on. That's you being an old man stuck in your ways. It's not better. I can't wait to see the comments on that one. I can't wait, guys. Bring it on. I've talked about it before in a loader too. You don't want to reverse 40 feet away from the pile. You'll notice when I get a scoop, I back up enough that I can clear the pile, but then I am going forward again. That's a bunch of wasted time. It's kind of like we've talked about in the excavator, unnecessary movements that just waste time and cause you cycle time. One of those in a loader, one of the most critical ones in a loader, is how much you back away from your truck or your pile. And so you don't want to back way up. So right there I can clear it. You know, you articulate in the middle, you can clear that. So don't keep backing up until you're a quarter mile away from the pile. It's all about go, 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 go. Sorry, I'm gonna periodically check on my drone. The new drone is tiny enough, it's really hard to see up in the air. So when oh, there it is, never mind. But I find myself checking the screen a lot more than I'm checking on the drone because the drone's hard to see. The nice thing is, because Ryan's a relatively new operator and I got a lot of seat time in the loader, I'm going to be able to catch up to these guys. So while it looks like I'm kind of starting behind, I'll catch them pretty quick here. Whoop, that got a little soft. Come on, baby, push. You can do it. You can do it. And so as I come down the hill here, I say and like I've been talking. As I come over that hill there, you're going to notice that I start to level my bucket out. The whole idea when you're in a loader is you want to keep down pressure on those front tires. I know we've talked about it a couple times in the last couple days, but down pressure is key to getting good traction and applying that power forward. Because I can sit here and spin my tires and just wear the tires out, put a lot of strain on the machine and not really do anything. Or if I keep the weight down on that bucket to where it's applying that pressure down on the tires, it's actually pushing, it's going to allow us to apply our engine power to push the machine forward. And that's key to being efficient in a loader, and it's key to not tearing the loader up. There's a common misconception that working a piece of machinery hard is not taking care of it, and that is not true. These machines are made to work hard, but they're made to work. Sitting here spinning tires and yanking all over and bouncing the snot out of the machine, that's not working it, that's tearing it up. But me applying all of that power forward and making it struggle, that's not breaking the machine. They're made to struggle, they're made to push. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, because I'm really not concentrating on my verbiage here. I'm concentrating more on trying to get this all pushed out. Now, he's throwing that material. I'm not really sure what his strategy is there, because that's not convenient at all to get over to where it needs to go. So they must have had some sort of a discussion to come up with another game plan there, because I ain't pushing all that stuff all the way over here. And I'm going to start tapering this down because I have no idea what this grade does. And I don't want to make a bunch of extra work for Colton. Whoop, speaking of Colton, I did not expect you there. Alright guys, so instead of blowing all of my drone battery on this, riveting footage of me shoving dirt around, I'm going to flip the cameras off and we'll save it for something more interesting this afternoon, and maybe we can do the same thing. Some more triple cam action for you. So with that being said, we will catch you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So as you can see in the top of your screen, we got a new addition. We got a haul truck, and talk about service, they sent it with an operator, which is cool. So we are loading out topsoil. We're going to stockpile it up here to my right, which you can't really see. And then that will open this area up to the left where Colton is currently coming from. And we will start taking all of our spoils from the road out in front of us and moving them down into this low spot. And then yours truly will be compacting it. So that's kind of the plan. So we got some dirt moving now. Carson is experimenting. They got a bucket they're trying out. It's a 2.5 yard bucket. It's way too big for that machine, but Carson wanted to try it, so he's having a go at it. So basically what I'm doing is we're in a holding pattern waiting for our second dozer to show up. And until that shows up, I'm basically gonna compact where that haul truck's running to keep him from really pumping the grade too bad. It's more of kind of a time filler at this point, just because there's not a whole heck of a lot to do until that other dozer shows up. And with the things that we're currently doing, there's not really a need for a loader necessarily. So yeah, this is my life for a little bit here. And it is hot. We got to be 85, 87 degrees, somewhere in there, because it is toasty today. And I'm sorry, this is a little boring for you guys. I'll get you in a second where you can see what's going on. In fact, why don't I just do that now? Because you don't care about watching my roller, do you? There we go. Let me navigate to where you can see. There you are. You ought to be able to see a little bit now. Sorry, there's a bunch of shit in the way, but it is what it is. I can't move it. I'm trying to get Ryan as much seat time and other pieces of equipment as possible since he's a low man on the totem pole. I got no problem sitting on the roller, so I'll get him some seat time in the loader. Yeah, that bucket's just too big. He's got to be so tight up against himself, it's almost not practical. All right, here we go. Let's go rock and roll. Get it? Because I'm on a roller. I know my wife will like that one when she's editing. Oh, I think Carson made the decision that it's too much. I tried to tell him, it's too big. So unfortunately, it looks like our off-road driver doesn't have a whole lot of experience in that truck. So while we do have the ability to move a lot more material, you know what? Our production will only get better, we'll put it that way. It's all right, we're out here, everybody's learning, everybody's, there's a good set of training wheels, like I keep saying. Sorry, I'm not gonna be too chatty on this one, it's so freaking loud on this machine. Here in a little bit, when that other dozer gets here, I'll throw the drone back up in the air and we'll get some triple cam action with the dozer. We got a Komatsu, I think it's a 61 coming out, which I'm not super familiar with Komatsu's nomenclature, so I honestly, one of you guys in the comments will probably know the size, but I am, from what I understand, it sounds like it's a little closer to a D6T size, which would actually be really helpful. We need a good Hagen dozer out here that I can go around and kind of do all the big stuff while Colton follows on the finished dozer with the GPS. So between the dozer getting here and this haul truck, that has substantially increased our production. Even with rookie operators, we have taken a big step up in the amount of material we can move. And I'm gonna say this, Rick and I have both talked about it. It would be great to start some sort of a school where this is what it was. It was, you go get dirt projects where the contractor's willing to work with you, knowing that it's taken a little bit longer, and then just having a total rookie crew out where you just spend the time training. I would absolutely love to do something like that. And you know, the more I'm on this job, the more I see how that could potentially be a really awesome thing. Because it doesn't, you know, outside of landscaping, even Carson and Colton really don't have any experience in this world. I'm the only one out here with real experience, and yet we're getting it done. All I'm trying to do here is just shave his ruts back down into the valleys and then compact the material. Not trying to make a big cut by any means. Alright guys, our dozer is officially here. This is a Komatsu, what is it, PX61, I believe. It is the equivalent to a D6T. And I have to be honest, I haven't run a Komatsu dozer in about 6 years, so, you know, this is it's a newer dozer, it's a different design than the dozer I was familiar with, so we are gonna learn this together. But it is a beast of a machine, I'll tell you that. This is a good sized dozer, and it is exactly what we needed on this job. You guys heard me talking earlier this week about how we needed a D6T out here. Well, Carson delivered. Got to give that to him. And it's brand spanking new. It's got, I think, 95 hours on it, so quite happy about that. Loving it. I'll tell you what though, I am going to scoot my seat forward because the operator comfort is key. No, that's up and down, which we are going to pump that up. There we go. There we go. Let's see. There it is. There it is. Ooh, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. All right. So basically my role, since we got the triple cam action going, which by the way, on the front view, I'm sorry, the one downside to this machine is there is not a lot of places to stick a camera because of the cab design. But as you can see from the drone view, okay, one thing I don't like, it doesn't have blade shake. I've gotten spoiled. Between Cat and Case, I've gotten spoiled on the blade shake. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Anyways, as you can see from the drone view, I have this giant hole where the topsoil used to be. We are going to take that material, I'm going to shove the rest of this topsoil up and out of here, and then I'm going to blow that clay in here to fill this hole, and we're going to do it in roughly 1.5 foot lifts. So I can then come back with the sheep's foot, and I will sheep's foot it in. As you can also see from the drone view, the other guys are working on cutting the road. They're only going to go another 30 feet or so, because that's where we get into our catch basins, and then they are going to drop back and continue cutting road further into the sub where we had been working a little earlier today, which I did not record. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person, I know. But anyway, that is the plan. And we're just going to continue cutting road. While they cut the road, since I don't have GPS in this machine, I will use that time to go strip topsoil in our fill area, because they had not done that. And so I'm going to strip the rest of the topsoil back there, and that will keep me busy while the GPS machine and the hoe work on cutting the road in. Now I will say this machine has this nice, I mean, Komatsu, I gotta hand it to you. It's like you took the drone, you know, videographers into account here, because I've got this sweet little slot for my drone controller. See, check this out, guys. Isn't that nice? It just fits right in there. I don't have to worry about it going bouncing around the cab. I mean, dang, Komatsu, you guys are on the ball. The videographer's dream machine. I will say this is a nice freaking dozer. I like running new shit. There's the bottom of my topsoil. Don't want to strip too much, but at the same time I don't want to leave any, because this is a house pad I'm in right now. And as you guys know, you can't have organics in your house. It's not good. Now the cup holder needs to be a little tighter, because my coffee mug is rattling around here. Look at me being a nitpicky operator. Would you expect anything else? I'm an operator. All we do is find things to complain about. Come on, baby. Push, push, push. And I will at some point get in here and jack around with the settings, because I'm fairly confident you should be able to run this thing in the full bore mode, like I talked about in the Case, where the engine stays at full RPMs and your decelerator pedal actually controls your speed and your transmission. And that's ultimately what I'll set this sucker up as, since this is going to be our Hagen dozer. But I had to get in it and play and get some footage for you guys, so that's what we're doing instead of f***ing around with the menus. Alright, that should be the last of our topsoil out of the hole here. And now we'll back up and start pushing some clay. I say that, now there's a haul truck in my way. It is going to take me getting used to the blade angle. It's a goofy toggle. It's not really intuitive. I would think of it, I don't know, I keep wanting to push it the other way, so that'll take a little getting used to. Again, nitpicking, right? She's got some power. And I've talked about this before, but when you go into a pile like this, you actually want to angle away from the pile to load your blade up. Otherwise, what ends up happening is you only push a half blade width of material across the job, and it's, you know, it's a wasted. I keep hitting that button thinking I'm going to get a blade shake out of it. Anyway, it's a wasted pass because you've only pushed half a blade width of material. So you always angle away from the pile, load your blade up, and then straighten out if you're going to do straight pushes. There we go. Look at that girl push. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. Sticky clay, you got to shake it off your blade. That was kind of weird. My blade floated up. I'm wondering if that button is blade float. In fact, I could probably, you know what? It'd be convenient if they put a diagram right here by the actual, by the controls. How about I actually look at that, huh? So A, there it is. A puts you in float. Okay, that's why. we now know. I just had to stop being dumb for a minute. Get off of there. Man, it would be nice to have a blade shake. There it comes. Now that I'm past where I want it to be. I think I can use one more truckload. So I'll wait for him to dump off here. It's just about ready. I'll tell you what I will do. Since this sucker can push, we've only got a couple pushes of topsoil here. I'll just go ahead and shove this up to the topsoil pile and get it out of the way. Because why not? We got a big dozer. Where's my horn? Ooh, there's a button down here. What's it do? Wonder if that's automatics. That must be for automatics. I don't know where my horn is in this thing, guys. I was gonna honk at Ryan. Well, sons of b****s. I don't know where the horn is. I'm not gonna honk at Ryan after all. So we are not gonna do anything with that. I'll shove it up the hill here in a little bit after I get this clay all dialed in. We'll just do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna dress this grade up while I'm waiting for him to dump that off. So as a dozer operator on one of these jobs, this is kind of what you're doing. You know, to just sit idle is not a good idea. That's when you're gonna get bitched at. So there's always something to do. So right now I'm gonna, you know, stay busy while he's dumping that load off, and then I will go back there and push that into place, and then we will get on our sheep's foot again, and we will push that in, compact it, whatever you want to say, and then from there I will jump back in here and we will do another lift. Boy, I'm liking this dozer. This sucker's got some power. We're going to the moon, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at her climb. That is a dozer right there. Is Komatsu gonna give Case a run for their money? It's kind of feeling like it is. This is a nice dozer, I ain't gonna lie. So one advantage, if you've never run a Komatsu dozer, one advantage Komatsu has, if you notice, because you are looking out the front with your front camera, notice how small the nose is where the engine compartment is. The way they do that is my radiator package, my cooling package on this machine is behind me, and they route all of the hoses underneath the cab. So one of the downsides to that is, obviously, if you have a hydraulic line or a coolant line blow, you know, it's under the cab, so you've got to raise the cab off or go through the floor. I'm assuming the floor has floor panels. So that's one disadvantage, but I tell you, from a visibility standpoint, you will not find a dozer with better visibility than Komatsu's. That is one of their things about their dozer. It is beautiful visibility on the front of the cab. I know when I was selling equipment, I lost the deal to some guys that did a lot of forestry work to Komatsu, because generally when you're pushing forward, you're going to be in the trees and the branches going forward more than you are in reverse, you know, relatively speaking. So that's another advantage if you got a lot of stuff that you're worried about damaging the cooling package in the front of the machine. You know, to move it in the back, that could be an advantage for you. 17 minutes. All right, that's long enough for this little segment, guys. So I'm gonna go up there. Like I said, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna throw in another lift of clay, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna push that truckload over of clay, and then I'm going to sheep's foot it in, and then I will start working on another lift, and that is the plan. So that being said, I'm shutting off the cameras, and we'll catch you guys here in a little bit, probably when I go to start stripping topsoil. I don't know, this late in the day, in all honesty, I may just catch you guys with the wrap-up video, so we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. So I will catch you guys here in a little bit. All right, guys, it has been a very long day. It's like, well, let me look. 7:30. Yeah, that was a long day. We got a lot done today. So the haul truck showed up, the big dozer showed up, and since then we've moved almost as much dirt as we have in the past 2 days. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not a whole heck of a lot. We've managed to move a lot of material today. So here is our, you know, I don't even know what I'm doing. So here's our front slope. It's really starting to take shape. We've got a little bit of a hole still, but we're gonna fill that with material from our one of our ponds down there, so it's not a long haul. So we'll fill that in, but the rest of this is pretty dang close. And really all it needs is a good back drag after he gets it dialed in with the GPS. We have also got our topsoil pile, one of our topsoil piles, I should say. We took the two piles that were down the hill here. We combined them with the one up top, and then I shaped it so that it will drain. If you've ever been curious why guys do this, if you're not in the industry, there's two reasons. The first is this shape is going to shed water on all sides, so topsoil is really, really good at absorbing water and turning it into a giant soupy mess. So if you do this with your topsoil, it sheds most of that water and it won't turn into soup and be unusable for a month after a good rain. The second reason you do this is because when we go to load this topsoil pile out, the hoe can climb right up on top, start peeling away at the edge, the haul truck can pull right up beside him, and it makes for very, very quick and easy loading. So that's why we shape it that way. So we got that shaped. And then towards the back of the sub, well, let me spin you back. I'm sorry, I'll keep, you know what, I'll keep myself in front of the camera so it doesn't feel like we're flying as much. Which way are you turning, Brian? I don't know, it's backwards in the camera, I'm sorry. The road base, the road grade is cut all the way down to the stakes down the hill there. And then we have cut way to the back of the sub. I don't even know, I'll zoom you in. I don't even know if you guys can see all the way down there, but we've got it cut way to the back of the sub. So we've made a ton of progress on our cut for the road. And then we have opened up back over the hill here. You can kind of see that little dirt mound over there. I am opening up another section that we are going to balance, and then ultimately that is going to be another topsoil stockpile, because back over here we have to finish stripping for our big fill area. This is the area I keep referring to that's going to be our big mound of just excess spoils. We have to strip the rest of the topsoil, and I went over there to start doing that this afternoon, and it turns out that topsoil over there is like 2 feet deep. So we're gonna have a lot of topsoil. So that's why we stripped back over there. We're gonna balance that tomorrow morning to prep to shove all the topsoil out of our big mound area so that that will be ready for Monday, because Monday we get a second haul truck. And that's why we're holding off on doing the retention ponds, is we wanna have 2 haul trucks rolling, and we're gonna move a crap load of material, and it's gonna happen quick. I honestly think we can get both of those retention ponds dug probably in a day and a half, if that long. I mean, if we really get all the equipment down there, me hogging with the excavator, throwing in the haul trucks, and then Colton following me with the GPS, I don't see why we can't knock those out in a day and a half. So that's kind of the overall plan of where we're at right now. So tomorrow morning we'll be back in the Komatsu dozer, and I'm gonna start hogging some more topsoil. We're just gonna have a good time. So that being said, the drone footage you're about to see, I'm taking in the morning because I'm tired. I wanna go home and eat and go to bed. So f off, guys, no offense. I love you guys, but f off. I'll do it in the morning. So you guys enjoy tomorrow's drone footage, and we'll see you tomorrow.